Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sai SATCHARITRA, an insight. Episode 272. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnuhu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Devotees, we have been listening to the Leelas of Sri Sai Maharaj connected to Dada Kelkar and Harivinayak Sate. Now let's heed the miracles related to the construction of Satevada. Sri Sai Maharaj had advised Sate to build the Vada in the place between the present Samadhi Mandir and Gurusthan by demolishing a part of the fence that stood as a boundary wall to the Shirdi village. This lengthy wall stretched close to the holy neem tree under which Sri Sai Baba had meditated for many years. One of the branches of this tree had grown into the fence wall. This branch must be cut off to build the Vada. Devotees approached Sri Sai Maharaj for his guidance. Without any delay, Sri Sai Baba said, "If the branch is hindering the construction, then cut it off," whereas none in Shirdi village was prepared to cut off its branch. To understand the reason, we need to recall an incident that occurred many years ago. Though this has been discussed in the earlier episodes, as it has a connection to the subject, it's worth recollecting now. One day, a boy climbed this neem tree at a rapid speed. With the aim of trimming it, the onlookers advised him to get down. They warned him, saying that this is a holy tree which was the constant abode of Sri Sai Baba for few years and has been sanctified by the stay of Sri Sai Baba. A part of the branches gives out nectar like sweet leaves, contradicting its nature of bitterness. So don't climb this holy tree that is worth worshipping. Whereas the fate of the boy was such that he didn't heed anybody's advice. At that very moment, Sri Sai Maharaj was seated in Dwarakamai. He cupped his hands, intertwined the fingers, took them close to his mouth that looked like a conch shell, and made an hoo sound as though he was blowing the conch shell. This sounded a note of distress, which clearly indicates that something untoward is to happen. Sri Sai Baba sometimes did this to denote that someone's life is in danger. Although Sri Sai Maharaj was not present at the site, the villagers understood that this is to indicate the boy's death, and they linked this to his attempt to cut the neem tree. From then, the devotees not only worshipped this tree with reverence, but also a fear factor engulfed in their hearts. Now Sri Sai Maharaj himself advised the villagers thus: "Cut off however much is interfering with the construction. Even if it is our own fetus which is lying across the womb, we must cut it." Still the villagers were hesitating to do so, recalling the boy's incident. None gained guts to do any kind of harm to the neem tree. Since nobody was ready to follow his directions, Sri Sai Maharaj got enraged. He took an axe and walked out fiercely from Dwarakamai, climbed up the tree and chopped off the branch of the neem tree. In this case, the devotees were not disobedient to the directions of Sri Sai Baba. In fact, everyone was ready to serve him at the wink of his eye. They didn't dare to do this act as they feared that meddling with the tree would result in losing their life. Sri Sai Maharaj, being an indweller of every heart, knew their innermost thoughts. Hence, without making further delay, he cut the branch of the tree, as that was an obstacle for the construction of the Vada. Sri Sai regarded the place by the neem tree as the abode of his Guru. The abode of the Guru is the most prominent place for the devotee. Devotion to the Guru is superior to devotion to God, as the Guru is the supreme being. Following this, the construction of Sate Vada was to commence. This place was bought by Harivinayak Sate for the sake of constructing a Vada that could be used by the devotees coming to have Sri Sai Baba's darshan. Sate was holding a very dignified position at work, was very busy, and had to travel to places as his job demanded. Now the place is ready for construction, as the fence wall was also demolished. At that juncture, Sate alighted at Kopargaon railway station after dusk, along with his friend by named Bere. Travelling to Shirdi after dusk should not be a challenge, but Bere suggested that they stay in Kopargaon that night and start to Shirdi the next morning. Sate agreed to the plan, and they stayed at Kopargaon. Next morning, both came to Shirdi by a tonga, and at that moment, Sri Sai Baba was returning from Lendibag, and almost 80 to 100 devotees were crowded to have darshan of Sri Sai Baba. As soon as Sri Sai Maharaj noticed Sate, he said, "Sahib, come, you have come at the right time. Good you came. We need to lay the foundation stone for the Vada." He made this statement as though he wasn't aware of Sate's arrival. In fact, even a leaf doesn't move without his command. As soon as Sri Sai said that, Sate's ego cropped up. It is never easy for a person to win over one's ego. At every instance, ego will try to inflate a person's abilities and worth. A guru annihilates the ego of his devotee at every stage. Now Sate felt elated. The omniscient Sri Sai Baba read the thoughts of Sate. Sate, being a deputy collector, has been a chief guest and laid foundation stones for various buildings. So he thought that Sri Sai Maharaj was honoring him by assigning this job to him. Immediately, Dada Kelkar asked Sri Sai Baba if this is a good time to commence the work. At once, Sri Sai Baba said, "Yes, why not? We can start the work right now." Thus, the necessary tools such as shovel, spade, and axes were brought. Sate picked up the spade and was about to dig the soil, as he thought that this sacred job must be commenced through his hands. Sate was at the height of ego, and Sri Sai Maharaj immediately wanted to curtail that. So he asked in a sarcastic manner, "Arre Sahib, why are you going for these kinds of jobs? There are masons and his helpers to do this job. What connection do we have with this work? Why are you holding the spade in your hand?" Hearing these assertions, what was Sate's reactions? His thoughts can be narrated in an interesting manner with a simile. Sate, whose ego was inflated as that of a balloon filled with air, hearing Sri Sai's words, his face shrunk like the inflated balloon popped when pricked with the tip of the pin. This incident proves that Sri Sai Maharaj would never let the ego of his devotee crop up. However pious the ritual might be, it will not be accepted by Sri Sai Maharaj if performed with a blend of ego. Thus, the foundation work commenced and the Vada was constructed. At that juncture, Dada Kelkar told Sate that he was aware of his arrival in advance and added, "I came to know that you arrived yesterday, but why only today you came to Shirdi?" Sate has not sent any message about his visit to Shirdi. He has been on official tours to various places, and that depends on the orders he receives from his superiors. Hence, Sate himself was not sure about his trip to Shirdi, so he wondered how Dada Kelkar would be aware of his arrival. So he was surprised and asked, "How did you know all this?" Yes, though we came to Kopargaon yesterday evening, as per Bere's suggestion, we stayed there that night and started to Shirdi the following morning. Dada said, good you stayed back at Kopargaon, because one of my cousins had passed away and we were mourning for his loss, and yesterday was the last day of the mourning period. So, even if you had arrived Shirdi yesterday, you might have trouble in staying. So, devotees, if Sate had arrived the previous evening in Shirdi, then he might not have been able to stay at Dada Kelkar's house as they are observing the mourning period. Dada Kelkar is very strict in following these rituals, so he would not let his son-in-law stay in their house. Hence, it is good that Sate didn't come the previous day to Shirdi. Dada told Sate that it was Sri Sai Baba who hinted to him about the arrival of Sate. Sate was more curious. He asked, how did he come to know about that? Devotees, please listen attentively. Though Sri Sai Baba was an embodiment of the Supreme God, he pretended as though he was a mortal. He was omniscient and omnipresent. He is the inner ruler of all creatures, but remained detached from everything. He makes casual statements as though he is not connected with the happenings. To Dada Kelkar, Sri Sai Baba said, I met the washerwoman. She said Sahib's tent sheets have come for washing, so Sahib must be in town. Here the reference is given to tent because during the British rule, whenever the officers were on tour to remote locations, a tent would be made prior to their arrival to that place, and the officer would stay in the tents if there were not many stone buildings in that village. These kinds of facilities were made for higher officials. This is the subtle message Sri Sai gave Dada Kelkar. Neither the washerwomen nor the tent clothes were real, as no tents were put up for Sate, and Sate was accompanied by his friend Bere to Shirdi, which was known to Sri Sai Maharaj by his clairvoyant vision. But to veil his intuitive powers, he made up a story to Dada Kelkar. Sate was stunned to hear this from Dada Kelkar. Thus, the association of Dada Kelkar with Sri Sai Maharaj was very close, and serving the Guru was his only mission in life. Thus, he remained as a fervent devotee until his last breath. The love and care of Sri Sai Maharaj is not limited just to that birth. It is something that continues to the following births as well. Devotees, if today we are being devoted to Sri Sai Maharaj, that means certainly we should have worshipped him in one of our previous births. This grace must have been showered by the Supreme Lord Sri Sai Baba upon us in our earlier births. Otherwise, we will not have the readiness to listen to his divine Leelas or to be eager to worship him. None can become his devotee without his will. There shouldn't be even an iota of doubt that our association with Sri Sai Maharaj is by accumulation of past merits. Though we won't be able to recall our previous connections with Sri Sai Baba, but the embodiment of the Supreme Lord Sri Sai Maharaj is aware of our past, present and future. To quote, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, "Ho Arjuna, I know of past, present and future, and I also know living beings, but me no one knows." Similar assertion was made by Sri Sai Baba to Nana Sahib Chandorkar. He said, "Nana, we both are associated for the past many births, whereas you are not aware of it. A connection from past lives, that is karmic ties, is known as Rinanabandh, in the absence of which none can be drawn to the path of Sri Sai Baba. If Sri Sai Maharaj accepts a person as his devotee in one birth, then he takes the entire responsibility of that devotee and continues to protect him and shower his grace in all the forthcoming births too." Let us listen to a story connected to this now. Dada Kelkar's nephew was Babu. Because of his Rinanabandh, he was greatly devoted to Sri Sai Baba. He was always immersed in the thoughts of Sri Sai Baba. He was young and very fond of Sri Sai Maharaj, so he became a frequent visitor of Shirdi. He was also serving in the revenue department as that of Sate, but as a junior assistant. Sate's personal assistant was Limai. He was the superior of Babu. Babu would take leave very often and go to Shirdi, owing to which the office work was kept pending. This made Limai get upset with him. He thought what kind of person this Babu could be that he is missing the office frequently for the sake of visiting a saint. He got angry, so he complained about Babu to Sate. As said before, this Babu is the nephew of Dada Kelkar, and Sate, being the son-in-law of Dada Kelkar, is related to Babu. Sate, during his visit to Shirdi, mentioned to Sri Sai Baba about the complaint lodged by his assistant against Babu. He said, "Baba, this Babu is not focusing on his office work. He is always stationed at Shirdi. He takes leave from office frequently." Sri Sai responded vehemently, "Hell to that government job. Let him serve me now. Don't interfere in this." Sate was surprised to hear this assertion of Sri Sai Baba because Sri Sai always insisted his devotees to give priority to their job. Sate thought Sri Sai's perspective about work is the work one performs is akin to God, but now he was shocked to hear this contradicting statement. From then, Sate became silent about this issue. He never warned Babu about his absence from the office. Neither Sate nor Limai bothered Babu about his attitude towards work. Why did Sri Sai Maharaj back up Babu? What is the gist of his assertion? And more astounding leelas related to Babu can be heeded in the coming episode. Bow to Sri Sai, peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.